Hey, how you doing out there in YouTube land? This is Stiletto coming at you from Wild Wild West. Got a video request from Zachary. Zachary, here's his question. Hey Stiletto, I notice you have never displayed a tiger claw in the plain edge. What's your opinion on it? I'm on the fence on getting a plain edge or getting a second serrated. What do you think? Alright Zachary, you're right. I never did a video on my plain edges. I only did a video on my serrateds. But these are my plain edges. It's my plain edge tiger claw. It's brand new. It's never been used. It's only been collected. I've had it for a long time. CTS-XHP, it's the original one. It's my black Talon. Same thing. Got them at the same time. Never been used. These are just purchased to be collectors. Never used them. Now these, on the other hand, everybody's seen this one. It's been in my box for a long time. It's not in the box now, but it's in a separate drawer that I have for the ones I still like to carry, that are my favorites, because I can't fit everything into the box. A lot of knives like this one I like to carry for like when I go to the gym or something like this. For some reason this knife works best with sweatpants. If you want to wave it out of your pocket. Absolutely love it. This is my serrated tiger claw. I didn't buy this to be a utility knife. That's not the purpose of this knife to me. I bought this to be a self-defense tool. That's why I like this one in serrated. These are all CTS-XHP, they're the original versions. The other thing that I didn't show you about this one, it's been all polished, it's been taken apart, it's been smoothed out, because I wanted to operate super smooth. And so this one's been totally tuned. And it's been taken apart a lot of times and cleaned out because I carry it a lot. Absolutely love the tiger claw. Absolutely love the tiger claw. Love the black Talon too. The black Talon's awesome. This one also has been polished. This is the one I used to carry all the time. I haven't really carried this one in the last year because I used to have the tiger claw and the Talon in my box at the same time, and then I just had actually it's been like 2 years for this one I think. And then last year I just had this one in the box. I didn't have the black Talon in there because I didn't have enough room for all the other knives I was trying out. But this is also one of my favorite knives too. And why I like this one? Again, it's a self-defense tool. All my knives that you see that are serrated, they never get used. Hopefully they never will be used, because these are just for self-defense. I don't use these for utility purposes. I don't use serrated edges for utility purposes. When I want to use a knife for utility purpose, I use a plain edge. Why? For one, the teeth on these, they'll wear out and it won't be as good. Number two is that I don't like resharpening serrated edges. Serrated edges can be a really pain. It takes a lot of time. It's time consuming if you want to do a good job. And because you have to get special stones that can go in between the teeth. And I have those stones and I have done it. And that's the reason why I know I don't like doing it. Because I've done it on my first serrated knives before, and the one that I used to carry all the time. And you can keep it sharp. I can sharpen them. You know, anybody can sharpen them. If you know how to sharpen one thing, you can sharpen everything. But the thing is, it's just a pain in the butt. Is that a good phrase to say? It's just a pain in the butt. But when it comes down to self-defense tools, I think I don't think anything's better than a serrated blade. That's why I like the new serrated Chris so much, because the serrated blade will cut through just about anything. I'm talking about like thick leather jackets and anything you might have to cut through. You know, it'll cut through just about everything. Nothing will really, unless it's Kevlar or something, nothing's really going to be able to stop it. Whereas a plain edge blade, lots of times will bounce off of things, certain types of materials and surfaces that they'll bounce off of sometimes instead of cut through. So I would definitely say the serrated, if you're getting something for a self-defense tool, and that's your main purpose of having it. But you already said that you have a serrated blade, right? I would get a serrated blade if I didn't have a serrated blade. But if I already had the serrated, as you can see, I didn't get another serrated, I got the plain edges. Just so I can have one of each. But that would be my suggestion to you. You know, if you already got the serrated, and you love your serrated, it's perfectly fine, nothing's wrong with it. I would get one of these, you know, to have also. But I would never use this one as, this is not a utility knife to me. I don't think of these as utility knives. These are total dedicated self-defense weapons or tools. And this one's unique because it's only sharpened on one side, but it is razor sharp. Absolutely love these. These are great knives. The folding Karambits and cold steel. Absolutely love them. The black Talon. That's another great knife. I think between the two, though, I like the Karambit better. I think that's my favorite. Is this one, the black? I mean, not black tiger, but the Tiger Claw. Tiger Claws rock. This one's a lot smoother to use than the other one because I've smoothed it out. It's more fun to use. The other one's kind of a little stiff and stuff. Same will go for this one. These are smooth like butter. Absolutely love them. Absolutely love them. Let's read the specs on them. Okay, we'll start off with the Black Talon 2. This one, it's Black Talon 2. 4.8 ounces for the weight, 3.5 millimeters for the blade thickness. Blade length is 4 inches. It's actually a little bit longer than that for the Black Talon 2. The handle length is 5.5 inches. The steel, well, and this one was S35VN, but I have the original version with CTS-XHP. And the total overall length is 9.5 inches. It's actually almost 9 3/4 inches, what the actual length is. And for the Tiger Claw, weight 5.1 ounces, blade thickness 3.5 millimeters, blade length 3 inches. Actually, it's a little bit longer than 3 inches, more like 3 1/4 for the real length, and it's got like about 3.5 inch cutting edge. So it's actually bigger than 3 inches. It's hard for me to see it as a 3-inch blade. Blade steel CTS-XHP. This is a 2019 catalog. So in 2019 they still had the CTS-XHP. Overall length 9 inches exactly, and it is a 9-inch knife. Okay, let's measure it. 9 inches on the length, just like it said. This one they said it was 9.5. It's actually more close to 9 3/4. Blade length. And I'm going from the tip. I got 3.5 inches that way. Now if you go this way, still 3.5. So how are they getting 3 inches? I don't know how they're getting 3 inches. Because if you go from here to here straight, that way it's like 3 1/4. But it's not 3 inches. It's a little bit more than 3 1/4. The cutting edge is 3.5 inches. This blade on the Black Talon 2 is about a little bit less than 4 1/4. Total length is almost 9 3/4, almost, not quite. These are awesome knives. I do not think of these as utility knives. I have never used one of these to cut anything. The only thing I've ever, well, I have cut paper and stuff like that on demonstrations for the videos and stuff like that. But when I carry these, I never take them out of my pocket, and I never use them as a utility knife to cut anything. They just stay in my pocket. That's the way I do my self-defense tools. I never pull them out in public. I never take them out, and I never use them to cut anything that I'm not using. Well, I'm not going to say all that. But I don't use them to cut anything. Let's just leave it at that. And so I keep the blades sharp. I keep the blades honed and strop. So, you know, every once in a while I may use something to cut open a letter or something like that. But other than that, I don't use them to cut anything. Not the ones I use for self-defense, that is. Now, like the holdouts, that's a self-defense / utility knife for me. I use holdouts to butcher meat with all the time because the blade is awesome. The holdout blade is an awesome blade. It's like a chef's blade. To me, it's like a folding chef's knife. I know it's a skeen-do, Scottish skeen-do. I know all that, but the blade, to me, if you look at a chef's knife and you look at the shape of the blade, and if you look at the holdout, I think you'll see that the blades are almost identical. So it's really like a folding chef's knife to me. So I use it for a lot of utility stuff. Now I don't really get into cutting up boxes and stuff, because boxes are really hard on blades. I don't know if you guys know that or not, but boxes have a lot of what do you call it, like a dirt and all sorts of different things that they use to make the cardboard. And so it's really like sand and stuff like that. So when you're cutting through cardboard, you're tearing up your blades. The only things I would use to cut through cardboard with, that's why I use tough lights and things like that for. The little tough light only costs 20-something bucks or whatever. That's why I use tough lights for. Tough lights get a lot of hard use in my house. So a knife like this, I would never use it for that. Never use it for that. To me, these aren't box cutters. These are meant to save lives, to protect you with. That's the purpose of a Karambit or a black Talon, or like the XL knives or whatever. To me, they're all self-defense knives. The Talite 6s and stuff like that. Those aren't utility knives. The utility knives I use that Cold Steel makes all the time are like I use my American Lawman all the time for utility purposes. That's like pretty much my go-to. And lately I've been using the Hogue micro flip a lot, and that's the one I really like to carry. I like that one to carry a little bit more than the Brian Time Friends. Don't ask me why. The Hogue micro flip is just more comfortable in my hand. It's just more fun to carry because I don't know, the Brian ties are fun to manipulate and play with, but when it comes to actually carrying them and holding them in your hands and using them for cutting tasks and stuff like that, they're not my favorite because the handle is not the most comfortable handle, the way the handle's shaped. That's just keeping it real on the Brian Time Friends. Other than that, though, they're beautiful knives. That's the only thing I got. The only thing I have a problem with is like the part where the pocket clip is. When you're cutting stuff, it digs into your hand. But anyway, these are beautiful knives. These are beautiful knives. I would highly recommend every one of these. These do not have super strong tips. I think that's the weakest part about these types of knives are the tips. So these are not knives that you want to use for prying or anything like that. These are self-defense tools. These kind of tips and things are meant for ripping through flesh. That's what they're meant for. And that's the purpose of them. So it's like trying to say an AR-15 is a deer hunting rifle. These are like AR-15s. I'm going to leave it at that. Let y'all have your opinions. I know they're going to get a lot of flashback on that. But that's the way I think of these. I think these are totally self-defense tools. And my favorite one, Zachary, is the ones I carry. The ones I carry are polished and tuned. These are the ones I've carried and still do carry. I absolutely love these two. These two, I think, if you already got these two, why not get these two? Get the plain edge ones just for a collection. These have never been used. And you know what? I bet you, down the road, when these haven't been made for a long time and people still want these and I may need some money or something, I put these up for sale. I bet you these will sell for the most too, because everybody always likes plain edges. Because everybody doesn't think like somebody that, wants something for a self-defense weapon. They just want a plain edge because that's what they're used to. So always plain edges resell the best. They're the easiest knife to resell is a plain edge knife. Whereas these, they sell to people that actually like self-defense tools. Because that's the purpose of these to me. And to me, for a self-defense tool, the best edge to have is a serrated edge. Yes, I said it. It's a serrated edge. Because serrated edge will cut through just about anything. Whereas, like, sometimes plain edges will bounce off certain surfaces, like certain types of clothing and stuff like that. Okay? And that's my opinion on that one, Zachary. I hope that helps you out, buddy. Hope that helps you out. I'm going to put this video out for you. It's going to be out tonight. I sent you a little note there in a text, or not a text, but in a response, letting you know that I was going to make this video today. I hope you get to see it. Peace out. Stiletto.